Welcome to Around the Drafting Table, where we talk about topics that are top of mind for homeowners looking to design a new home. I am Kory Cox, the Oxford architect. Our topic today is natural stone and other engineered surfaces. We'll be discussing natural marbles, granites, quartzite, soapstone, limestone, travertines, the whole gamut, and engineered versions of all of these. Both are high quality building materials. They can be used in large slabs for countertops, walls, and other applications. This is one of those really fun decisions that every homeowner gets to make, but also one with pitfalls. Joining us today, we have stone expert Ron DeStefani from Rio Stone. Rio Stone has been in the market for more than 2 decades and recently opened a showroom here in Salt Lake just 3 months ago. Ron, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Kory. I'm really glad to be here with you guys, and let's do it.
Yeah, looking forward to learning more from you. First off, why don't you tell us about you and Rio Stone?
Rio Stone, like you said, has been in the market for about 2 decades, a little bit more than 2 decades, and it started as a natural stone importer. After that, we gathered some other interest in the market for engineered stones. So we start like importing engineered stones. And now we have a mix of products between natural and engineered.
Yeah.
All surfaces, we only work with the slabs, 2 centimeter and 3 centimeter. They come from all over the world, especially the natural. We got 4 locations now. We started in California about 22 years ago, and then we had an opportunity to open in Las Vegas, in Nevada. Also, we have one location. We got a location in St. George, and about 2, 3 months ago, we started this new location in Salt Lake City. So it
Yeah.
has been a good run.
Yeah, I've been out there a couple times. I was there just yesterday for an open house that you guys did. So some beautiful
Yeah,
new stones that you have.
yeah. Thanks for coming. It was a pleasure having you there,
Yeah.
and I know that our guys here did the best to provide you guys the best information possible so you can take decisions about building materials. And talking a little bit about myself, I have been in the natural stone business for about 2.5 decades. I started very early age exporting stones to Canada and United States. The main market for Brazil on natural stones is the United States. 60% of what Brazil exports in natural stones come to United States, and
Hmm.
the other 40% is spread around the world. And I have been visiting 45 out of the 50 states doing international business on those 2.5 decades. And I joined Rio Stone, which was my customer before, in about 2.5 years, and we have been together, and I have been helping them to develop with the natural stone business here in Salt Lake City, and also a bit of the engineered stones, which is a new product and very nice to get to know all that from
Yeah.
the perspective of United States now.
Something that you touched on there briefly. We're talking about natural stones and engineered stones, which really quickly, let's define what an engineered stone is. How is an engineered stone made?
Okay, let's just start with natural stone. Natural stone is any quarry in the world that has a rock that is a gathering of elements, natural elements,
Hmm.
that could be quarried in blocks and then is sliced into slabs. So
Yep.
this is the natural stone. And as for the engineered stone, it's a gathering of natural elements with chemicals and synthetic resins, and they are put together, they are man-made in a factory
Hmm.
to look similar or to be used in different applications as building materials. So the main difference is that engineered stone is man-made.
The open house you had yesterday, you guys were showcasing a new engineered stone product that you have in that's manufactured in Jakarta, Indonesia, right?
Yes, we partnered with this factory in Indonesia because they are a very eco-friendly type of company, and they have been fabricating a very eco-friendly product. It's like
Hmm.
a green building product that is a little bit a next level of the regular quartz that we already have in the market. This
Yeah.
is a zero crystalline silica quartz, which is, like I said, is friendly to the workers, friendly to the homeowners, and it uses friendly energy and friendly products to be made. So we are trying to be one step ahead and bring that opportunity to Salt Lake City area. So get architects and designers involved on that. That's why we did the showcase yesterday. And there is a new thing about the engineered stones coming from this partner. They imitate so well the natural stone that sometimes it's kind of hard for us that has been in the market for a long time seeing natural stone, the difference between the two, the engineered and the natural, which is
Yeah.
great, so and it's more affordable too for homeowners that has like a tight budget to do their work, to do
Yeah.
their job.
They've gotten really good with their printing techniques. There's a lot to know about stone. It's a fascinating material. How did you first find yourself getting into the industry?
Yeah, I started on sales when I was 15 years old. I was selling different products, and my city, which is located in Brazil, in Espírito Santo state, it's one of the main processors in the world for natural stone. So being there and seeing all those factories and trucks and things going on with natural stone brought me to a natural path to join the sales team on those factories and start like offering products to the United States market. And it was like a natural path to me because everything is related to stones in Cachoeiro City. And here I am today.
Oh, it sounds like you were definitely set along that path whether you wanted to be or not. But how did you find yourself up in Salt Lake then? You said you've been in 45 states here in the United States, all over the
E-
place.
yes. So in one of my visits in California to Rio Stones, we had a negotiation in two natural stones containers, and I got an invitation to join the team to start opening the market here in Salt Lake City for
Mhm.
them because they need to open a fourth location. So 2 years ago, we start arrangements for me to come from Brazil to here. And I start knocking doors here like from scratch and
Mhm.
asking people to believe on us, on our history and things that we have done in the past with big
Yeah.
builders, build construction companies that we have been partnered with. And then people start like accepting our products and see that we are doing a good job and a serious job on the supply chain for surfaces. And we got the numbers last year, and so this year we start the opening process in September.
Let's talk about that new showroom then. What possibilities does that open up for you and your clients?
It opens a lot of doors for me and for the clients. For me, it's going to be a great experience to get to know the other part of the business because I have been to the quarries and I have been helping the factories to get the products and sell the products to the showrooms here in North America. But I didn't have the expertise before to get to know the market here, how the material is used more frequently, to talk to architects and brainstorm ideas, to talk to designers, to talk to builders and also contractors and see how we could help more. So for me, it opened a lot of doors that now I have the full idea of the supply chain and how it could help more the people here in Salt Lake. So I'm very excited to be here. I'm very thankful to have this opportunity of working with people on this side of planet and try to help them with ideas and brainstorm materials that could be used on surfaces. As for the showroom by itself, when customers come here, and when I say customers, I'm not talking about only homeowners. I'm talking
Mhm.
about architects, designers, builders, and all the chain that involves getting a slab to be cut, to be processed, to be placed in a building, in a commercial area, or in a residential area. So when we get those customers here, it's kind of a mind opener to huge possibilities because
Yeah.
sometimes people they have questions about marble, for example. Oh, I'm afraid of marble. Should I or should I not use marble on my project? So we can give that type of feedback. We can give examples. We can provide technical information on natural stone. We can provide technical information on engineered stone. So it's kind of a consulting type of visit, and that opens a lot of doors to professionals like you, for example,
Mhm.
to apply those materials and to be more creative. That's our goal. We want to partner with everybody that wants to create something related to surface. This is our
Yeah.
mission.
Well, I'm absolutely on board with that mission. I can say for myself, just being able to come in and see the stones firsthand gives an opportunity for, like as you said, myself and for homeowners to choose exactly which stone they're going to have. And I think that's a really fun experience. So I look forward to bringing owners by the showroom to see you.
Thank you.
What type of stones do you have on hand and the broad applications that you see them used in?
Okay, we normally have the granite, which is still in the market. It was a number one type of product for the 90s and the
Mhm.
beginning of 2000s. But nowadays, most of our inventory on natural stones, it moves towards quartzites, natural quartzites, and marbles. We import marbles from all over the world, from Africa, Europe, Brazil, India, many other places, Turkey, and we also import a lot of quartzites from Brazil because Brazil has a large variety of quartzites and a lot of colors, a lot of different shades. So as for natural stone, those are the main products, but we do have also limestone. We also have the black soapstone PA, travertines. Those are the most common natural stones that architects, designers, and homeowners are looking for when they want a more organic look in their projects. The quartzites are more used for kitchen countertops, floors, because they are very hard, very resistant. Also, we get a good amount of customers that want some marbles in their countertops. And when I say that, people is always questioning if they should have or not marble. But I think what I have to tell is that if you think about Romans and Greeks and
Mhm.
all the history that we have behind the buildings that are still there, they are made of travertine, they are made of limestone, and they are also made of marble. There are statues, there are hundreds of years under the rain, under the sun, they are still
Yeah.
there. What I tell people about natural stone, you can have any type you want for a countertop. Uh, just treat your countertop like you treat your car seat and you treat your, carpet, your furniture, and you should have any countertop type for decades, maybe for centuries. So I'm not too worried when customers come to us with questions about what stone they should use because all the stones that are here in our inventory, they are hard enough for us humans to use. It's just like you be a little bit more careful with some of them, but not too much, not a lot of maintenance that you couldn't have a life. That's
Yeah.
my point.
So I think that most homeowners gravitate towards natural stones, beautiful marbles from all over the world. Why do you think people like the natural stones? What are the benefits? You were talking there that there are some concerns people have about maintenance and whatnot, but what draws us to it?
Yeah, natural products they have been with humans for thousands and thousands of years. If you think back in time, think about the prehistory time, they used stone for everything.
Mhm.
Medieval time, they used stones to build castles. And currently, everything we see around us has some sort of stones, and they use wood, for example. So organic material, natural materials are always welcome for projects. And I think people realize that when they want like a natural look in their homes, in their lives, they tend to go natural more often.
Mhm.
Like food, for example. People educate themselves all the time about food because natural food, it's good for you. So I would say it's kind of the same thing when you want to bring something to your home, you want to look natural because natural it's good for most of people. But
Yeah.
we understand that sometimes you can have engineered stones as a substitute product for natural stone, and it's fine too because it's affordable. Sometimes the people like the look better because it comes in certain colors, in certain variations that you can
Hmm.
sometimes not find on natural stone. So it's a matter of taste, but most of the customers will move towards natural stone because of those reasons.
Flipping the script now and talking about the engineered stones that you have, the manufactured slabs, how do they differ from the natural slabs? What are the advantages there?
It's just a different extra option, I would say. It's man-made, first of all, so kind of a good artificial type of surfaces because it doesn't require, most of the time, it doesn't require, 100% of the time, it doesn't require you to seal it. Certain stones, as marble, for example, some types of soapstone, it's it has to be sealed to have this brand new look all the time because some people they want the brand new look all the time for natural stone, which
Hmm.
is okay. I prefer myself not sealing my countertop tops that I got in Brazil because I want the countertops to age well with the space and with the family because it
Yep.
tells a story. My countertops in Brazil are all made of marble, and I like that idea. But people are different. Some people want the look of brand new stuff all the time. So that's one advantage for engineered stone. It looks brand new all the time. It has lower maintenance because you don't need to seal it. So those are the two main aspects that move some customers towards engineered stone.
Yeah. So after all that kind of back and forth, what do you see as the future of natural stone slabs compared to these engineered slabs?
I think there are a large market for both because, like I said before, natural stone, it's not gonna get old-fashioned. It's gonna change color,
Yeah.
characteristics, and other aspect, but people want natural.
Hmm.
As for the engineered stone, there is a large market as well. We just need to be careful, and I appreciate all the questions you did yesterday about how the material is produced, because we gotta be very careful when we partner with factories that produce engineered stone to be concerned about how they use the energy, if they are
Yep.
renovated or not, how they use and reuse the water, how they use and reuse elements. If this is totally eco-friendly, how can I reuse this product later on? So it's a huge market for engineered stones, but I think behind the engineered stones, you got to trust a brand and a company that it's worried about
Hmm.
all that, because it's not like labeling as eco-friendly and build friendly, green building or whatever, but not standing behind the product and going for the right connections where the material is made. So I think that's important to point out. But I think both materials, engineered and natural stone, they have a huge market to reach, especially the engineered stones for large condos, large quantity of buildings. It's easier to get quantities on that. It's the opposite on natural. This is another difference too. In natural, you are limited what nature can offer you. So sometimes you want to quarry like 100 slabs through the blocks, but it's not possible because you can't find the right material in that right moment. As for engineered stone, you can produce 100 slabs and answer a builder's need or a contractor's need for that
Hmm.
quantity. So, but I believe both materials, they have a great future, and I don't see engineered stones any less or any more than natural. Like I said, it's just a matter of taste on each project. Each customer is going to have more options to choose from. And this is a
Yeah.
good thing, especially here in North America.
Yeah, I've got two comments. So talking to the fabricator yesterday from Jakarta, they talked about the process is a very high temperature process, right? They have to heat these little bits of stone that they're going to melt together at 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit. And anytime that I hear that, I hear, okay, that's a lot of energy. But I was encouraged because they told us that the energy they're using is recaptured from another plant next door that does something completely different, right? So they're just capturing their heat and reusing it, and that makes it a really nice, friendly process. And then through that, there
Yes,
you mentioned that they remove silica. So these are completely silica-free slabs, and that's great for fabricators, right? Because the
it
silica,
is.
when you're cutting a stone and all the dust is getting into the air, and then you breathe it in, the silica is very dangerous.
It is.
And
It can
so,
cause silicosis.
right, right.
Hmm.
Similar to the dangers that we used to see from like asbestos, right? It just gets into the lungs, it's stuck there, and then you
Hmm.
have breathing problems. So, really encouraging to see that they have that in mind for the fabricators. And then, obviously, for the fabricators, all of those who are taking it seriously, they're going to be cutting these stones using wet saws. So, it's going to be a dust free process. And then they're going to wear other, personal protective equipment or PPE to protect themselves.
Yeah.
So, generally, it's not something that homeowners need to worry about, but it is definitely nice if we can provide a silica-free slab.
Yeah, I would like to point something out that is very important. When we have an opportunity to help the environment somehow, is we as individuals, we should take that. And why I'm telling you that? Because if a company is offering something that is a next level and more eco-friendly, I'm not talking about my company, but any company,
Mhm.
um, you got to get the entire chain involved so we can specify or buy that product more often, because we know any new product that is eco-friendly that is in the market, it's one less product that will be doing some sort of damage to the environment. So it's important for all of us to get involved in eco-friendly opportunities to kind of try to heal the planet somehow, because we take resources for everything we have, our
Yep.
iPhones, our glasses, our clothes, and everything. Everything is about materials. To spread, I want to spread the word about this, because when we as suppliers, or you guys as creators, we have an opportunity to apply something that's going to be less harmful to the nature, or more eco-friendly, it's actually a great opportunity for us all to help somehow.
So the other comment that I wanted to make, natural stone does give us some opportunities that engineered stones don't. So there's one slab, and you have it in your showroom, that the surface has been, did you water jet it or sandblasted it, and you got this heavily articulated finish where there are ribbons of minerals that were softer and some harder, and so you get like these grooves and patterns throughout, and but created just a fantastic looking stone. And obviously, you would never use that for a countertop, right? Because
Yes,
you would
yeah.
never be able to clean it. Um, and you could not do that with an engineered stone.
Yes. As for the natural stones, there are types of finish that we can reach. They are different from the engineered stone. For example, um, the soft leather, it's one of them. The deep leather is another one. The
Mhm.
sandblast is another one. There is a flamed one also that made with flames.
Mhm.
And there is another one, which is the newest one. It's called hydro finish. So the hydro finish is when we carve the surface of the natural stone with water jets, micro water jets.
Mhm.
So the stone that you saw here, it's Taj Mahal, which is the number one natural stone um, choice in the United States for
Yeah, and is that
homes.
a marble?
It's a quartzite. It comes from
Quartzite.
Ceará in Brazil. It's a northeast of Brazil area,
Mhm.
and it gives a very nice organic look when you see this lab. And like you said, we cannot apply it to countertop, but you can apply them to walls. You can create like an organic space with green indoors, for example. You can also use it for fireplace, and it gives like a very rough and very organic look to it. We are working on equipment now that we are trying to import that it's going to do at least 15 other types of finishing using the water jet.
Mhm.
And the water, just so we are on the same page on the green part of it, it's reusable water, so we are fine with that, especially because installations will be in the desert, so we have to do that. So, but those finishes are only reachable in natural stone and not on engineered stones.
We're already talking about applications, so let's talk about countertops now. I think this is probably going to be the most common case that you see stone used. It's going to be in every single home. What are the most important properties for someone to think about when they're considering a stone choice for a countertop?
Yeah, it's a very good question, and thanks for asking that. When a family is looking for a countertop for the kitchen, usually the women they get involved more than the men. But uh, to be partnered with a architectural company, a designer company, it will help the family very much because they will help to brainstorm the best selections regarding colors, color shades, how the stone will react under the light, and so those are important things to think of, and sometimes the homeowners they don't take all those questions into consideration. But if you are doing a project on natural stone to your home, you want to harmonize the stone. But at the same time, if you're investing in a natural stone, the stone should be the jewel of the entire kitchen.
Yeah.
And saying that, you got to pick the best selection you want to the island. It doesn't matter if you need to have a different stone to the surrounding areas. Maybe you want to go engineered stone on the surrounding areas, but the island, the main place of the kitchen, it should harmonize with the entire kitchen. And when I say harmonize, I'm talking about floor, I'm talking about colors for the cabinets and the walls, and I'm talking about overall the style of your home, because you think about the kitchen, but you think also about other parts of your home uh, to provide that style. If you have, for example, if you have a very classic home, you may want to go marble in the kitchen, a beautiful Calacara marble with warm veins, for example, because it's going to coordinate well with the other areas of on your house. In other hands, if you have like a modern look or a contemporary look, you may want to go to a nice saddle quartzite colors with minimal veining, so it doesn't shout too much about the veining, and it's more settled, and it's not too busy, and it's gonna be harmonizing with the environment. So I think the best hint I could give, it's like thinking not about the stone by itself, but what's going on in your house and in your kitchen.
Talking about countertops a bit more, you've mentioned a few things that people have to think about in regarding maintenance on natural stones, but let's bring it all
Mm-hmm.
together. How do people maintain their stone countertops so that they can enjoy them for decades?
Yeah, usually this is more like an American type of behavior, I guess, for natural stones, because I
Hmm.
came from a different culture in Brazil. We deal differently with natural stone.
Yeah,
We
I think you
usually don't.
mentioned you like to leave yours unsealed and let it absorb
Exact,
life.
exactly. So it all depends on the customer choice, because there are solutions. I'll give you an example. For marble, people are afraid of marble because if you let wine sitting in there, or vinegar, or maybe lemon juice, uh, you're gonna have a different reaction that, because it's marble and a calcareous type of stone.
Hmm.
So you don't want it to get stained. So it's a good idea to have a sealer. You can do sealers two ways. You can do it with the fabricators, because there are some very powerful sealers in the markets that can guarantee the freshness look of the marble for 10 years. And 10 years is a long run. So you can pre-seal the material during the fabrication process. Of course, it's going to cost you a little bit more, but you can also buy sealers in local stores and seal it yourself every 6 to 8 months. I
Mhm.
would say once a year it's fine, you know. So
Yeah.
it's not a lot of maintenance to have a beautiful marble look in your kitchen. In other hands, if you're using quartzite, for example, you don't need to seal it too often. I've never heard that someone that sealed a quartzite. You know, it usually because it's hard. If you talk about hardness of minerals, you're
Hmm.
talking about Frederick Moss that create the hardness of minerals and measure them.
Yep.
Um, the quartzite will be closer to the diamond,
Yep.
a little bit
And
below
I
diamond,
think most people
and
understand that diamond has a hardness of 10. Um,
yeah,
Almost nothing. Is there anything that can scratch diamond? It's just other diamonds can scratch diamond, right?
yeah, I think it is. Pretty positive it is. And
Yeah.
below that, we have quartzites, and then we have granites, and then we have marbles, and then we have soapstone.
Yeah.
Even if you decide to have a countertop on soapstone, soapstone is so easy to maintain because you can just have like a small sandpaper on your
Hmm.
kitchen and you can send it if you scratch it by accident. You know, it's
Yeah.
like it takes minutes to do it. So it all depends on the family, and all depends on what they want, but I don't think it's more maintenance than a car, for example.
Yeah. Yeah. Those definitely
So
eat up our time.
yeah, so whatever stone you feel comfortable with the look, go for it. That's my second professional advice, because you as a homeowner, you're going to be looking at that stone every day. In the morning, maybe in the lunchtime, when you get home for dinner.
Hmm.
So with all the choice you have to choose from, go for the one you love if you are taking natural stone. Because of that, you're going to
Yeah.
be seeing it for a long time. Don't worry about maintenance because it's going to be an easy task to do. I don't think it's too much trouble, too much problem to have a natural stone countertop, regardless of the stone. Like I said, if you treat it like your carpet and your car seat, you should be fine.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. So let's move away from countertops now and talk about other applications that you recommend stones for. The first time I was in your showroom, you showed me a stone that I fell in love with instantly. So they had found some petrified wood and they'd sliced it thin and they laid it all out and they infilled all the little gaps with little bits of stone and then they bound it all together with resin, which is just a fantastic looking stone and is, an excellent. I'll superimpose an image of what that looks like over the video when I do some editing later. But it'd be a fantastic use case for having like in an entry hall backlit with LEDs or maybe run some water over it or something, right? That would be wonderful, but probably not as a countertop. So, what other applications do you see?
Yeah, I see applications for uh, stairs, for example. You can use marble, you can use quartzites, you can use those what we call semi-precious stones for stairs. I would say homeowner stairs, not like commercial buildings, because of the quantity of people going up and down. It's
Hmm.
gonna,
Yeah.
it's different. But you can use for stairs, you can use for walls, you can use for internal gardens, like indoor gardens, composing like your organic space. You can use for doorways. And if you want to have like a very big square, beautiful square on your main entrance, surrounding by ceramic maybe or any other wood floor, that would be fantastic.
Hmm.
Also, you can use natural stone. When you think about a slab of natural stone, um, you can use as a furniture as well. You can have your fabricator cutting it in a size that will fit one of your furnitures that you already have. I'll give you an example. Side bed, small side bed tables. You
Yeah.
can have like your dinner table made of a natural stone. You can have, um, um, anything you can think of, because also, for example, the one that you like it, the petrified wood one,
Hmm.
you can
Yeah.
have hanging on the wall like a beautiful frame, like a beautiful natural frame, like you have on your background photo.
Yep.
The applications are amazing. You can just have to hire the right people to help you brainstorming that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And if you have a professional on your side to help you decide what to do with natural stone in your home or in your commercial building, in your business, they will probably open a lot of options for you to choose from and be
Mhm.
creative and using natural stones and bring the organic look of natural stones into your home or into your business. It's all about having the right people with you to do that.
Yeah, so the answer really is anything and everything. Use
Yeah,
stone.
yeah, use stones, and of course, if there is some risks on certain areas, you will have the proper information about it, and maybe you have a different stones that will be proposed to replace that area that you were thinking about a natural stone.
Yeah.
So it's always a solution, and there are several different natural stones. So just go for it.
I think we really can't deny the allure of exotic stones. Marbles from Italy or Egypt or Brazil, you talked about a lot. We see some really alluring patterns and colors from each of these locations. We don't have a quarry here in Utah, which I found so surprising and disappointing. The Rocky Mountains are filled with granite and other stones, but for the more sustainably minded clients, where are the nearest quarries to Salt Lake that would allow us to minimize travel distances, and what kind of stones do you stock from them?
We do have quarries in Utah, but they are not for slabs. They are for monumental stones. And in all the states, in most of the states in the United States, they have granite quarries for monumental stones. Uh, there are some quarries for slabs here in the United States. The Danby Quarry in Vermont is one of the quarries. And they use also for slabs and monumental stones. The Yule Marble Quarry in Lincoln, in Colorado,
Hmm?
it's called Lincoln Marble. And granites are spread through Minnesota, New York State, Texas, and California. Those are the places that we see granites and marbles coming in a shape of a slab that can be used for all those spaces that we spoke about: stairs, doorways, floor, walls, and also countertops. Um, as for the availability, because it's natural, like I said before, it's you don't have it all the time. So these companies, where they are located, they already made their market, so they already have a supply chain that they need to attend. So the large quantities of natural stones will be coming from abroad. So it comes from different countries because they have more to offer regarding geological spaces that could be quarried. So I would say, for example, in Brazil, we right now have more than 5,000 registers into the federal government for new colors to be processed. They do research, they hire laboratories to do the research, there is the environmental care, and I believe it's the same way all over the world. So here in North America, we do have natural stones, but they're kind of limited. And because the colors are not so, we here don't have a lot of variety. Most of the natural stones will be coming from different parts of the world.
Mhm. So, question on cost then. How affordable or expensive can a natural stone be for a home kitchen project?
Nowadays, because of the mix of products, it's very affordable. If you can go cheap, you can go fancy, you can go middle range. It
Mhm.
all depends on your taste.
Yep.
It's like going to a car dealer and looking at used cars, brand new cars, all the brands, all types of fuels. So it goes towards that type of feeling. You can go to a warehouse anywhere in the United States and shop for stones, and you have an idea about costs that will be applied from the material to the deliver, installation, fabrication, everything. And that will give you the sensation that, wow, I can pay for that.
Glad to hear that. I saw a stone in the showroom yesterday that I wanted to buy right then and bring home and put it in my garage. And then someday in the future, I'll put it into a new home myself.
Please
Um,
do it.
the first time I visited the showroom, you had a variety of price points that we talked about. And I think one of the important things for owners to think about is even if they have a pretty healthy budget for their new home build, that doesn't mean that they can get the most expensive stone and put it everywhere. It's likely that you're going to, for that kitchen island, which is kind of a sculptural showpiece, that you're going to pick a more expensive stone and really show it off. But then in other areas of the home, you're choosing maybe the engineered or a less
Yeah.
expensive stone that's going to hold up really well and look nice, but is not a focal point, right? And
Yes,
that's the way we stretch our budgets and make them work really well.
exactly. You are completely right. Because, for example, pantry areas, people usually take porcelain 12 millimeters or even engineered stones like the Petramia, the Zero Silica, because you can afford them, and they are not so expensive, and people won't see it very often. So you want to place the natural stones on areas that you have your guests, you have yourself going more often, so you're completely right. You can balance between engineer the natural stone and have a nice project for your home or for your building or for your commercial building. Balance those two options.
Okay. Ron, we're running low on time. Do you have anything you want to add about selecting stones for a home or working with Rio Stone?
Yeah, I just want to point out that it has been a pleasure working with natural stones for 25 years now, and I'm looking forward to help people here in Salt Lake City. So if you're a builder, if you are a contractor, if you are an architect or designers, and you want to know more about stones, how to apply the stones, you want to brainstorm and get to know new possibilities, give us a chance to serve it and give us a chance to brainstorm that with you, and we go from there. We are looking forward to help as many people as possible. And thank you so much, Kory, for this opportunity, for this nice interview. It has been a pleasure meeting you 2 weeks ago and yesterday when you came
Hmm.
to visit us. Thanks again. It has been very nice to get to know the good work that you provide to the community, and we are trying to be on that same page with you in the future.
We're all partners for the owners, right? So
Yes.
I think it's important to forge these connections. So thank you for joining me today. And thank you to the listeners for joining the conversation around the drafting table. And thank you, Ron, for providing your thoughts on stone selection. Until next time, to all the listeners, get in touch with the Oxford Architect so we can dream together.